Good morning, Senator Sanders. I'm a professor at Elon University in North Carolina, and we've come here with 23 of our students to witness the democratic process firsthand. And I would like to know, how you would use the office of president if you're elected to restore passion for public service and active citizenship among our students across this country.
Fantastic question. Thank you, Professor. These be young people. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Let me answer in a number of ways. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, it breaks my heart that in the last midterm election, the numbers will be higher in the presidential election. 80% of young people didn't vote. 80%. And it breaks my heart that many young people are giving up on the political process, or would think that those of you who are here on a cold Iowa day, some of your friends will say, "Are you nuts? Why are you getting involved in politics? There's a party going on, watch the football game. Why would you want to be involved in something as dumb as politics? Don't you know it's all corrupt? They're all idiots, they're all frauds. Why do you want to do this?" And your answer must be to tell them that you believe in this country, that you believe that ordinary people must have a say in the process, that our country cannot simply be run by the wealthy and billionaires and large campaign donors. So I applaud very much, and I don't care what your view is, conservative, moderate, progressive, I don't care. I'm glad you're learning and prepared to be actively involved in the political process. And I'm very proud that in our campaign, we have so many thousands of young people who are helping us out. But the question that you've raised, Professor, is one that says, how do we reinvigorate American democracy? And there's not a simple solution to it, but let me just give you some ideas. For a start, count me in, if elected president, as someone who will do everything I can to end voter suppression. We have Republican governors. At a time, as I'm sure you know, we have one of the lowest voter turnouts of any modern democracy, major democracy in the country, one of the lowest. Clearly, our challenge must be to get more people involved, more people voting. And you got Republican governors and legislatures who are working overtime trying to figure out ways they can suppress the vote, making it harder for people of color, older people, poor people to vote. I will do everything that I can to get legislation or a constitutional amendment passed which simply says, if you are 18 years of age in this country and a citizen, you have the right to vote. End of discussion. Second of all, and this is a real problem, this has a lot to do with media as well, there are major, major votes. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars nobody in America knows about. Nobody knows about it. So how do we, in a much better way, keep the American people informed about what's going on in Congress? How do we give them an avenue, an opportunity to say, vote yes, vote no? Or why aren't you dealing with this issue? In other words, how do you bring the ordinary people of this country closer to the decision-making process? So if America was this room, you got a few hundred people here, we could do it. What are the issues? Let's vote. What's your view on this? What's your view on that? Okay, that's where we'll go. We got 300 million people in 50 states. It's a little bit more complicated. But essentially what we have got to figure out is how we have the needs and the pain and the voices of the American people there in Congress, so that Congress cannot ignore what the American people want and need. Now, how you do that is not so easy, but I'll tell you one tool that we have that we did not used to have, and that is social media. That is social media, which the young people certainly are actively involved on. But creating a vibrant democracy and getting young people involved, hearing all points of view, dealing with campaign finance reform. One of these young people wants to run for office. I encourage that. I don't care your point of view. But you shouldn't have to beg wealthy people for campaign contributions. You should have the ability just to go out to meetings like this and talk to your constituents. So there's a lot to be done, but thank you very much for what you and your students are doing.